Alright guys, welcome back here to another cooking video. This time we're going to make a second pasta salad. We've done a pasta salad in the past before. That was about a couple of weeks ago, and now we're going to make another pasta salad, but this one is going to be a little bit different. So for this pasta salad we need here iva. This is some type of a tomato paste with a whole lot of herbs in it. You guys know that Ivar comes from the Balkan Islands, so a lot of people over there will know what Ivar or Ivar is. Okay. Then we need, of course, some pasta. I decided to get these ones here. They're kind of short and twisted, and I decided to use them. So we'll have to measure up. We're going to do probably a half of each. We're going to use a half of everything. So pasta salad, you need some pasta here. Then we need here some parsley. We're going to have to chop everything up. Even half of that parsley here we're going to chop up. Then what you need here is spring onions. Some spring onions. We're going to use half of them. I don't know how much spring onions are in here in this bushel. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to use 3 of them. There are 6 in a bushel. And then we need here some paprika. I have another paprika here. One might do, and they say that you need 2 of them, but I probably won't be making as much pasta salad, so we're going to keep one and we're going to use half of each. So I couldn't find a red one. Well, I did find a red one, but I couldn't find a yellow one or an orange one. Otherwise I would have used a red one and a yellow one, but I couldn't find a yellow one, so I used a red one here instead. I think the red ones, they're a little bit more stronger in taste than the yellow ones are. Then we need here some chopped tomatoes. I'm going to use a whole tomato here. I'm going to chop it up into cubes and whatnot. And then we need some yogurt for making the Ivar sauce. Some mild yogurt I bought here. Mild yogurt. I'm going to use half of that. Then we need here an aubergine. Aubergine, I don't know what you guys may call it, an eggplant or something like that. But this is an aubergine probably. We call it here an aubergine. You guys probably will know that better as an eggplant, because it has almost the shape of an egg here. Not as much. And then we need zucchini. That is, we're going to use a half of a zucchini, or we could just cut this guy in half, like lengthwise, or we could just cut it in half and use one of the 2 halves here. We'll find out in a minute. We can even do that with the eggplant here. What is it? Aubergine. Just cut it in half that way, or just half it that way, but then you have 2 halves. We're going to cut it that way lengthwise. Also, we need some feta cheese here. Feta here. And we also need some salt and pepper. We have here some oregano. What we need? Oregano. Some salt, alpine salt. And we need some black pepper. And that's all we need on seasonings. Alright, so we need basilicum from last time. I put here in a flower pot. I hope it's going to grow back. I may have to add some water to it. I hope my basilicum plant is going to grow back. Alright, we are going to start cutting, because we need to big the paprika, the zucchini, and the aubergine in a pan. And we're going to cut that first because we're going to have to put salt on it. Putting salt on this aubergine, or you guys eggplant, will pull the bitterness out of this here. So let's cut it in half. Like that. We'll put the other half over here. Don't need it. Cut the ends off. Throw that away. And then we're going to cut it up into small pieces. Let's cut it this way. Lengthwise, and then we're going to cut it into small pieces. Why do you pause videos here? I pause it here. Alright, we're back. Cut aubergine. Cut them into the cubes here. Alright. Let's put some salt on here. That will pull the bitterness out of the aubergine. Alright. That's going to be baked in the pan. Later on, we're going to cut everything that's going to be baked in the pan. So, next one is the zucchini. I'll pause the video and I don't want the video to get too long. I'll pause the video and I'm going to cut this zucchini here into cubes. We're going to cut it lengthwise and we're going to use half of it. So, alright, we got the zucchini all cubed up here, right there. The zucchini, and now we're gonna dice up here my paprika. We're gonna use all of it. We're not just gonna use half. We're gonna use all of it, and we're gonna cube it up. And then I'm gonna cube up 3 of them. We're gonna cut 3 of them. And I'm gonna also have to chop half of the parsley as well. And then after that, we're going to make the Iver sauce because we need that as well. So, alright, I'll chop the paprika in half. I'll be back when the paprika is chopped in half. I'll put it here on the plate and I'll show it. You don't have to watch me to chop up the paprika. So, alright, the paprika has been chopped up. We're going to put that away and then we're going to start making the Iver sauce. So, I'm going to have to, for that, I'm going to have to get a bowl, chop up some parsley, spring onions, and we're going to put in some yogurt here, and a little bit of salt and pepper as well. So I'll be back for that, guys. Alright, We're going to use our bowl here. We're going to also need a spoon. Ten minutes in, I don't know if this will be a part 2 or not. We're going to take all of our ivar. Everybody knows that from the Balkan islands. We're going to use all of it. Yeah, because don't want to waste any of it either. This stuff is awesome, guys. Ivar comes from the Balkan islands because a lot of people eat it over there. They eat it with their favorite food. You can eat it practically with any food whatsoever. The ivar. Okay, let's. I may have to clean that glass out to throw it away. There's our ivar. Now we're gonna put in some mild yogurt and some chopped parsley, which we still have to chop up. So let's put in, and we're also gonna have to add in some salt and pepper as well. Alright, a clean spoon. Some yogurt. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. There it is. Some salt and pepper. Black pepper. Give it a mix. Wow, look at that. Oh, that's going to be our ivar sauce. Ivar, I should say. Oh, look at that. Let's see what it tastes like. That tastes awesome, guys. It's very, it's the sharp version, the hotter version of the ivar, because it says down here, can we see that? It says piquant, and piquant means it's very hot. So it's the first hottest version of the ivar. You can get that in your conventional supermarket here in your city or town. They have it. And how much is in there? 350 grams is in this here glass of ivar. Alright. I'm going to chop up some parsley. I'll be back, and then we're going to add the parsley to the ivar sauce, because we need the ivar sauce for our pasta salad. And then I'm going to have to chop up some spring onions also. And I'm going to have to chop up some tomatoes. So I'll be back when the parsley is being chopped up. Alright, chopped parsley. We're going to put into the ivar sauce. And ivar sauce is going to taste godlike. Woohoo! Alright, let's have a look. Put in the chopped parsley here into my ivar sauce. Alright, let's have another taste. Get every piece of seasoning off that spoon, and we have another spoon that we can use. Yes, we do. Let's taste it. Oh, that's hot. That's hot. You can feel it's hot when you're tasting it inside your mouth. That's Ivor. It's a very hot sauce. If you don't want it that hot, you can add another splash of yogurt. That will bring down the hotness a little bit. If you don't want it too hot, just add a little bit more yogurt to this. The yogurt is going to take away that extra hotness. But if you want hot Ivor, use it. Don't add too much yogurt. Add like 4 spoons or 4.5 spoons of yogurt to your Ivor sauce, and that is going to get added to our pasta salad. Alright, so that is the Ivor sauce finished. Let's put that over there. I'm gonna clean up here, and then we're gonna bake our zucchini, paprika, and what was it? Eggplant. So I'll be back for that, guys. I'm gonna get cleaning up here, and we'll be back with the pan on the stove. Alright, we're gonna heat up this here pan here. We're gonna add in some olive oil or some canola oil. We're gonna add in our cut up zucchini, eggplant, and paprika. We're gonna bake them all in the pan here. We're gonna add some salt and pepper. Yeah, some salt and pepper to all of that. Put it here. I'll be back when the pan is hot, and we're gonna bake it. So I'll be back for that. And a pasta salad is something that you can eat in the summertime, on a hot summer's weather with salad. Pasta salad is supposed to be eaten cold and not hot. So once these vegetables are baked, we're going to put them in the fridge to cool them down a little bit. We're going to put them in here, put the bowl into the fridge, and we're going to let them cool down, because a pasta salad is meant to be eaten cold, not warm or hot or anything like that. So, and these are going to the fridge. Alright, let's put them into the pan and bake them up. For 5 minutes, guys, or more. Add some salt and pepper. Black pepper here. You want to add other herbs? Add some more of that oil. You want to get each piece here nice and soft, so I'll be back when all these pieces are nice and soft, and then we're gonna put them in here, and then they will go up into the fridge to cool off. Alright, we need some salt water back here for the pasta. And have some salt water heating up back there for cooking my pasta. Put the lid on that. Our vegetables here are doing good. They're getting nice and soft. That's what you want. You want to have your vegetables here nice and soft. The zucchini, the paprika, and the aubergine slash eggplant. Alright. In the meantime, we're going to measure up some pasta here. Some pasta. Half and half. That's going back into in here. We're going to use half of the pasta, and we're going to put them into hot boiling water. When the water is boiling, alright, turn the heat off. Look at that. We're ready to go. The paprika, the zucchini, and the aubergine. Everything in here. Woo! There it is. Let's put it into the fridge here. Let it cool up. Alright, I'm going to clean the pan up, and then we're going to start chopping here a tomato and the spring onions, 3 of them. So then we can put the pasta into the water also, so I'll be back for that. Alright, we're going to cut the tomato into small pieces. Cut the middle out of them. Usually you would use cherry tomatoes, but I'm going to use these tomatoes like that. So cut them up. Like that. And then I will chop up some spring tomatoes. Alright, the pasta water is boiling. Put the pasta in. Nice. We're gonna make the pasta in here. The pasta salad, we're gonna make it in here. Of course, you want to put your pasta also cold after it's done into the fridge. Put the lid back on until the water starts boiling again. In the meantime, I'm gonna chop up here some spring onions because we need them. 3 of them. I'm gonna chop them up. I'm gonna cut the ends off them. Then we're gonna chop them up. I'll be back when they're chopped. Alright, chopped spring onions right there. They're gonna go into the pasta salad. Let's give the pasta a stir. Right here. They should be ready in, let's say, maybe 20 minutes or so. We're gonna put everything on here, on the plate. because we need that for later on, the chopped onions and the chopped spring onions, so I'll be back. Alright, next up is the feta cheese. We're gonna cut the package open on that one. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna season it with oregano. Let's open it up. We're gonna cut it into cubes. Get this washed out. Get rid of this. There's our feta cheese. We're gonna cut it into strips first, like this, and then we're gonna cut it into cubes. All right, there's our strips of feta cheese. We're gonna get some oregano here, oregano, whatever. And we're going to sprinkle the oregano on top of our cheese here, on top of our feta cheese. No other seasoning is needed for this. Okay, let's cut it into cubes here. Might have to cut this one. Alright, cubes, this way. Awesome, look at that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. All right, let's put them onto the plate here, and then we're gonna mix these guys. We're gonna put some more oregano on them. Wow, look at that. Woo! How cool is that? How awesome is that? Look at that. Woo! Oh, feta cheese with oregano. Let's mix it up a little bit. Some more of that oregano. Woo! Mix it all together. And here we go. There's our oregano feta cheese ready to go. Woo! That's going into the salad, by the way. That's going into the pasta salad. Alright, I'll pause the video and then I will be back with more. Alright, I'm going to make a part 2 of this, so I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching. I'm going to wait until the pasta is done, and we will see you guys here in part 2. So thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and catch you guys in part 2.